Good afternoon, my dear children. How are you all? I hope you are very fine. So today we are going to see one new interesting lesson from history. Okay, so it's chapter 5, Kingdoms, Kings and an Early Republic. So what is the lesson? Kingdoms, Kings and an Early Republic. So children, repeat along with me. What is the lesson? Kingdoms, Kings and an Early Republic. Okay. So let's move to the lesson. Before getting into the lesson, take a rough note and pen with you. So whenever listening to the class, keep always rough note and pen and note down all the important points. Okay. So let's start. First we are going to see about how some men became rulers. So how some men they became the rulers. Rulers means king. How they became? So we are going to see about that. Okay. Around 3000 years ago, we found some changes taken place in the way in which the Rajas were chosen. So around 3000 years ago, there are some changes in the way how they choose their king. Some men were then recognized as Rajas by performing very big sacrifices. So they have to do many sacrifices, then only they will be recognized as king. Okay. So first one is Ashwamedha or horse sacrifice. So what is the first one? Ashwamedha or horse sacrifice. Ashwamedha or horse sacrifice. So this was one of the ritual in which a horse was let loose to wander freely there and here, and it was guarded by Raja's men. Okay. So in first sacrifice, what is happening? They will allow the horse to move, wander freely, where it want to go, let it go. Okay. So but it was guarded by the Raja's men. So if the horse wandered into the kingdom of other Raja, then they stopped it and they have to fight with that other kingdom. If they allowed the horse to pass, it means that accepted the Raja who wanted to perform the sacrifice was stronger than them. Okay. So if the horse was wandering in the other kingdom, then what they will do? They stopped it and they had to fight. If they allow to pass, then it's like they accepted that next kingdom ruler accepted the who sent this horse was stronger than them. Okay. The Rajas were then invited to the sacrifice. Then all the Rajas will be invited to the sacrifice. Then the Raja who organized the sacrifice will be considered as very powerful, and all the remaining have brought gifts for him. Understood, children? So first, what is that sacrifice? Horse sacrifice, Ashwamedha. So in the sacrifice, they must move the horse to move freely. Okay. So if it go to the other kingdom, they stopped it and they fight. Sometimes they allow the horse to pass. That means they accepted the Raja who organized the sacrifice was stronger than them. Okay. Then every Rajas will be invited to the sacrifice, and the Raja who organized the sacrifice was recognized as a very powerful, and all other kings will be bringing gifts for him. Okay. Understood, children? Very good. Next we are going to see about Janapadas. So the Raja who performed big sacrifices were then recognized as being Rajas of Janapadas rather than Janas. So who performed many big sacrifices, he will be king. He will be the king. He will be recognized as Raja. Okay. So the word Janapada means the land where the Janas set his foot and settle down. So the word Janapada means where the people settle down, set his foot and settle down. Okay. Archaeologists have excavated a number of settlements in these Janapadas, such as Purana Quilla in Delhi, Kastinapura near Meerut, and Atrajigera near Etah. Okay, so these are the places where this Janapadas settled. Okay. Next, They found that people lived in huts, small huts, okay, and they kept cattle as well as other animals like cow, dog, like some cattle animals also and some other animals. Like this, some animals they have grown up. Next, they also grew a variety of crops such as rice, wheat, barley, pulses, sugarcane, sesame, mustard. So like variety of crops they have grown. Next, they made earthen pots. They made pots also, very different kinds of pots they made. And the special type of pottery also found in that site, that is called painted grey ware. So, painted grey ware in grey color. So, that is the very special pot. Next we are going to see about Mahajanapadas. Even though there are many Janapadas group, some groups are considered more famous and more important than others. Those groups are called as Mahajanapadas. Mahajanapadas. Okay. So these Mahajanapadas had a capital city. They have one capital city. Many of these were fortified. Fortified means around that like big huge wood, brick or stone, like big wall will be built. Around the city, big wall is built. That is called fortified. Why they prefer this fort? That means big wall around that city. Why that means they were like afraid of other attacks from king or thief. Okay, so they were like fully fortified, full security. Okay, some rulers wanted to show how rich and powerful they are, so they will build like very tall and large and impressive walls than other cities. And so if it is fortified, it is easy for the king to control the people. Okay. Next, the new Rajas began maintaining armies also. So they will be like for protecting and attacking other kingdoms, they will be maintaining armies. Soldiers were paid regular salaries and maintained by the king throughout the year. So these army people, they will be paid regularly salary and they are maintained throughout the year. Then taxes. So for building huge forts and maintaining armies, they need resource, money, right? So to meet their requirement, they started collecting regular taxes. They started collecting regular taxes from the people. So first for crops, for taxes on crops. So most of the people were farmers. So they have to pay 1/6 of what they produce as tax for the king. So this is called as Baha or share. Baga or a share. Annex tax on craftsperson as well. So these could have been in the form of labor. Next, herders. They were also herders. Like they have to pay taxes in the form of animal or animal produce. Okay. Then next, taxes on goods bought and sold through the trade. For that also, for trade also taxes there. Then hunters and gatherers, they also have to provide tax as a, for us to produce something, they have to provide as a tax. So for crops, tax is fixed. For craftspersons, tax is fixed. Then for herders, and then for trade and hunters and gatherers, for all the people, tax is fixed. They have to pay the tax. Then changes in agriculture. During that time, two major changes in agriculture around Mahajanapadas time. So, growing of use of iron plowshares. So, for what they are using plowshare? To that heavy and clay soil, to make it better, they used to dig ants like plowshare that place. So, that heavy and clay soil will become better place for doing agriculture. Okay. For that, instead of wooden plowshare, they started using iron plowshares. Okay. Next, people began to transplanting paddy. That means instead of throwing seed in the place where they want to do the agriculture, what they did, they have sampling were grown and then planted in the fields. First they will grow the they will put the seed in one place and they will grow that, and after that, that sapling will be planted in the place where they want to do the agriculture, transplanting paddy. So, two major changes. First one is growing use of iron plowshares. They were started using iron plowshares, and second one to begin transplanting paddy. Okay. Next. Then we are going to see about closer look into two places. So, first one is Magadha. First one is Magadha. So, Magadha you have been learnt in the first chapter also. So, Magadha, that became the most important Mahajanapada in about 200 years. It is the most important Mahajanapada. So, many rivers such as Ganga and Sun flow through Magadha, which played an important role for transport, water supplies, making the land fertile. So, Ganga and Sun flow through this Magadha area, and this played an important role for transport. And next, for transport means for moving from one place to another, then for getting water and making the land fertile. Okay. And parts of Magadha were forested, which was used for building houses, cart and chariots. So, some places they were used for making building houses, carts and chariots. Okay. And there were iron or mines in the region that could be tapped to make stone tools and weapons. So, from iron they made weapons. Magadha had two powerful rulers, Bimbisara and Ajatasattu, who used all possible means to conquer other Janapadas. So, two famous kings, Bimbisara and Ajatasattu, they used many possible ways to conquer near Janapadas under their control. Then Rajagriha, present day Rajgir in Bihar, was the capital of Magadha for several years. Later, the capital was shifted to Pataliputra, present day Patna. Bihar's capital is Patna now, right? Okay. Then closer look, we are going to see about Vajji. So, Vajji with its capital at Vaishali in Bihar was under a different form of government. They are following different form of government, that is known as Gana or Sangha. Gana or Sangha. So, in Ghana there will be many rulers, okay, not one ruler, many rulers, each one will be called as Raja. So, they perform together rituals and pujas. They also meet together for assembly and decide what to do, when to do, and they will have all the discussions, okay. So, these are the things we have seen today. So, what is the chapter name? Kingdoms, Kings and an Early Republic. So, first we have seen about how some men become rulers. Then what some sacrifice like Ashwamedha, horse sacrifice we have seen. Then we have seen about how people settled in one place, Janapadas, and then we have seen about Mahajanapadas. Then after we have seen about some famous rulers, and last we have seen about two places, Magadha and Vajji. So, that's all children. This is very interesting. So, if you have any doubt, just listen this video once again. You will understand everything. So, thank you children. Have a nice day.